Hey, welcome to another Get Geekish podcast. Doing it once again from isolation, hence the whole webcam meeting here. I'm Bane and joined by my co-host du jour.
Horst?
Co-host. It's not a co-host du jour because you're always the co-host, but I've seen restaurants that do the same special every day. You can do this.
Soup du jour.
But thanks once again for joining us and spending a few minutes to talk about all things that are geeky. I mean, the whole reason we started Get Geekish was the fact that we love a bunch of geeky stuff, but we don't have time to enjoy as much of the geeky stuff as we want to. And isolation or not, I still don't have enough time to enjoy as much geeky stuff as I want to, but I have been enjoying a lot more of it. I feel like I have no time, but I have watched a lot more TV shows. I'll give you that much. We decided this week we are going to talk about something that's been on the forefront of a lot of conversations, but we're going to take a little more fun approach to it. With all the isolation, stay-at-home, safer-at-home orders across the country and the world, wearing a mask is very top of mind for people right now. So we're not talking whether you should or you shouldn't, or how effective or how ineffective it is. We're talking about the superheroes and supervillains and fictional characters of the world. Which ones would be set in this world of wearing masks already? Because you'll get people like Captain America. His outfit? No, that's not gonna cut it at King Supers right now.
No. Well, and it's funny too, because obviously we've all been seeing this kind of go around the internet, where people are quoting The Princess Bride, where it's just that masks are terribly comfortable. I think everyone will be wearing them in the future. You know, it's a Dread Pirate Roberts saying that, and his mask would not fly in this day and age, but he's kind of right. People are going to be wearing masks. I'm not going to say they're the most comfortable things because it kind of starts to hurt behind the ears, but you know.
Well, I just thought we pointed out when we were doing a little bit of research. Yeah, we still do research sometimes. But when you're looking for masks, even superhero masks, just the term mask tends to lean towards the eye coverings.
Yeah.
I think some people got that wrong too. I actually saw a post on Twitter somebody had from New Orleans where they were getting on a public bus system. And they're like, I guess people need to be told what masks they're actually talking about, because they took one of those over-the-shoulder pictures and the person behind them had on like a feathery masquerade mask over their eyes riding the bus. Like, well, yes, you're wearing a mask, but it's not the kind of face mask we're talking about here. Same thing like Robin's little eye coverings. That doesn't. Yes, it's a mask, but we're talking about like the face mask over here. You know, this kind of conversation. I'm trying to give you a smile, but all you see is my eyes looking really weird.
No, I expect you to breathe.
I feel like most of society has pretty much learned to accept that sounding like Bane is the way of life now.
I will tell you though, with saying that, Tom Hardy has to be in his element right now, because if you look at most of his,
Mad Max,
movie roles, yeah, he's always wearing masks, so he's got to be like feeling it now. He's got to be like, yeah, this is my time to shine.
And his character, I feel like Bane's mask would be one of the ones that would go over real well. I feel like his mask, that he had to breathe in that special stuff to stay alive, depending on which version you're looking for. I feel like Bane's mask would be okay to go to the store now. Mad Max, I guess if he kept it on.
No, because it even still wasn't really a mask. It was just like a guard.
Oh, right. I'm thinking of the Evil King's mask, the guy that had like the whole oxygen thing.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
If he kept his on, it'd be okay. But he didn't have the ear holders. He'd have to have that manually the whole time. That's not going to work out.
What about the original Bane, the Luchador mask? That probably wouldn't.
That probably wouldn't work out so well.
No, because the mouth's open.
Yeah, defeats the purpose. There are two Marvel superheroes that I know would have very, very good masks for this whole endeavor. Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his mask you can go to a whole different universe with it. Pretty sure it's got a pretty good filtration system. Iron Man's, he can go into space, he can go underwater. Pretty sure he filters the air. And Star-Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Another mask. If you can take the mask into space, pretty sure you're okay.
Spider-Man took his mask into space.
Yeah, well, he took his nanosuit mask into space. Nanosuit one, yes. Almost every other iteration of Spider-Man, no.
I mean, you got to think about it. It's a cloth mask. That's basically what they're saying you can wear out in public now. So, by that aspect, you're looking at Spider-Man. You're looking at Deadpool. You know,
That is true, because that does meet the standards for it. And then we don't want to get into the argument of what is effective to what degree. So, okay,
true.
Spider-Man and Deadpool, you win. You guys have masks. It's interesting. Like, in my head, when we were looking at this, almost the huge list of supers. Oh, masks this, mask this. There's not that many. A lot of villains have face masks. I feel like most of the evil people in Star Wars would be okay.
Darth Vader, especially.
Darth Vader's mask is good. Kylo Ren's mask is probably good. Most of the Knights of Ren are okay. The Mandalorian, although I question the Mandalorian mask because, well, they would still be okay because it's the same thing as a face shield.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you could still kind of go up under, but
give some air. I mean, might want to put a little surgical mask underneath it too, just to double check yourself. But and there's all kinds of memes going around of that. Come to the dark side. We already have masks and respirators.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, and the good guys not so much. Maybe they just took better care of their lungs.
None of those death sticks.
Instead of plotting for the demise of an entire civilization, they went for a light jog. I mean, that's the difference between a hero and a villain. Am I going to better myself for 10 minutes or try and kill thousands of people?
Well, I'm trying to think too, because yeah, I guess most superheroes have it where it covers this and up. Because Batman's wouldn't work. It's the this and up. Well, I guess certain Batman masks, like Batman Beyond mask, covers the whole face, but
yeah, and every time they have like the robotic suits and things like that, it kind of covers out there.
It'd be interesting to see like comic book heroes drawn where they had to incorporate a face, like Captain America's like, oh man, time to.
You figure all the heroes that evolved in comics, it pretty much just started that it's tough to tell who's talking if everybody's mouth is covered up.
True.
And then one of the ones we talked about originally was the Shredder mask. That one in the cartoons, I feel like Shredder's mask that probably meets the need, right? But the one in the movie, unless he's got some filtration system hidden in there, that was pretty much just like wire mesh.
Yeah, it was like a cheese grater.
Yeah, I feel like putting a colander on your face isn't going to do all. I mean, maybe it does a little bit, but.
That's why it's called the Shredder, because it's a cheese grater.
I feel like his would also be one of the least comfortable around.
Could be, yeah, actually.
But I will give him this. You can guarantee if you've got the Shredder get up on, you are not going to be itching your face a whole lot.
Also, people will stay 6 feet away from you, so you won't have to worry about that.
I'm going to go cuddle up next to the man that's covered in spikes and cheese graters. He looks like a nice fella.
Let's see. The Mortal Kombat world, we talked about that before we recorded. We were just kind of bouncing ideas, and you got Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Cyrax, Sector, Reptile,
Katana,
Melina, Jade. You gotta give, but a lot of them are okay. Again, though, villains are anti-heroes. Not a lot of good guys wearing masks.
Yeah, no, mate. Another villain, Scarecrow from DC Universe. His mask counts. It's burlap, but there's a lot of layers there.
I have that mask. Should I wear that next time I go to Target?
Please do. But only if you're going to buy some garden chemicals or something.
I'll probably get tased. I don't want to do that.
They can't tase anybody right now. I feel like the mask that the Winter Soldier had to wear for the part when he was all broody and evil looking, I feel like that's the kind of mask I see around a lot right now.
I know. I don't know who I was talking to the other day, but it feels kind of nice. Maybe I just talked to myself. I don't know. Like going out to Target, everybody's wearing masks, and it feels very anime-ish. Like you're walking out, and everybody has like all different type of masks on. I saw one person like with a scarf, and I was like, I feel like I'm in an anime. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, but it hurts though because I don't know about you, but I'm still going through a little bit of con withdrawal with everything that goes down. So I get excited like, oh, we're gonna be seeing people in masks and superhero stuff, and then I see one, I get excited, like I go, this is nothing like a convention. This is a lot of angry people trying to get Cheetos. And I guess that's kind of like a convention sometimes. But
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, that's kind of the same.
I saw another social media post somebody had about that they were talking about. I just want to walk down the aisle, but it wasn't a wedding picture. It was just a picture of one of the convention floors with the artist alleys, a bunch of people dressed up. I'm like, me too, me too.
I
If
guess
you're,
I'd be okay going out in public with my Deadpool mask or my Psycho mask.
yeah, I mean, you can barely breathe in your Deadpool mask.
That's a
Hey,
win.
and if you're a murderous psychopath, like Ghostface, that's a mask too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although I would question what quality, because there are some Halloween masks, being that this is a Halloween mask, that probably do filter stuff real, and some Halloween masks not so much. You got a vinyl mask, there's a bunch of holes poked through it so you don't suffocate, like the ones they made when we were kids.
The ones that cut you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just see that now filmed there. Hey guys, should we sand off the eye holes in this Optimus Prime mask? Kids will be fine. They'll just blink a lot more.
You take it off, and you got those red indentations like scoured into your face.
Are you okay? It's so worth it. So worth it. I was a hero all night long. Now, I wonder if the supernatural powers of something like the mask would actually protect you at all.
Like Stanley Ipkiss mask?
No, like the Green Mask, like the Jim
Yeah.
Carrey movie.
Yeah, that's Stanley
yeah.
Ipkiss.
Yeah, because I mean, does the supernatural power, does that give you any kind of like barrier from breathing stuff in?
I don't know,
Imagine
because
if it was today, I could see the mask walking on the street and breathing in some COVID germs and then comically fighting them off and spitting them back out at somebody else. Like,
yeah.
But I feel like it would still be breaking the rules because it's like face paint. You're still open mouth, open nose. Hey, I'm stretching here, all right? I'm stretching a little bit. It's rough.
I'm trying. I mean, you got Michael Myers, you got Jason with the hockey mask.
And see, those are all ones that are like Halloweeny masks that wouldn't work. And those old school hockey masks, that was on par with the colander thing. We're right back to Shredder's stance.
I'm laughing.
You dress up like Jason Voorhees and you got a machete. Yeah, people stay 6 feet away from you, but you're still blowing out snot and germs through every hole in your hockey mask. So
I'm laughing because you said Halloweeny.
Forever 12. That's where my brain lives.
Yep.
We have that as a joke when we meet my coworkers. Every time there's something that's mildly inappropriate, that is the term that comes out that we can say to each other in a proper business setting and not get in trouble. Forever 12? Yep. I'm thinking it too. And giggling like a little kid on the inside. But I'll keep a straight face for the meeting. Now, I kind of wondered why more heroes and villains didn't have masks. Specifically for some of the powers and places they go. Like, imagine, especially when Marvel started getting weird and everything was to space and back. Like X-Men, Avengers in the late 80s and 90s, like every issue, somebody was going to space or stranded in space. So what do you think you'd want to make that part of your costume? It was like, you know what? Let's put on a little helmet with a little oxygen tank, and here we'll just keep ourselves ready for these kind of situations.
Yeah, they always had a weird way around. Like, they would have to put on this big bulky suit. Wouldn't you just want it where it's part of it? Like, Star-Lord, where you just do this and whoosh, there it is, type of thing.
Yeah, part of me also feels like that's lazy writing too, because I think if you go to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when they have the space suits that are those like nano things, they just push the button and their entire body is then enveloped in a translucent shield that is exactly form-fitting to their entire body. I'm a big fan of future technology, but I feel like that's a few millennia away before anything can come up with that.
God, dude, if we had that right now, though, that'd be amazing.
I mean, we're sending people into space now, and it looks like they're getting ready for a
The
band
Michelin
concert and
Man.
going deep sea diving, and you see the kind of stuff that it's made of, and you think, how on earth did you get a tear in that suit? How is there a leak in that suit? How many pressure things do you guys have checked? And then, oh no, that's my beef with a lot of sci-fi movies in space. Like, they're not making spacesuits out of clearance polyester fabric from Joann's.
Hey, they might be. They got their funding cut, remember?
That's true. Maybe now that. God, we live in an age when NASA is probably having a garage sale and shopping at the thrift store. Like, never thought that would be the case. But I mean, spacesuits, they should be, lined with Kevlar and unbreakable this and bulletproof that.
I know you're thinking if you're going into the void, you want something that's not going to catch on a nail and just rip, and then you're like,
yeah,
it was fun.
Flying through there. Oh no, I caught my spacesuit on a screw. We're all dead. Like, what? No. Like, if we can have fix-a-flats on tires that you can push a button and self-fix and inflate a tire at highway speed, pretty sure you can fix a spacesuit tear, right?
I'm pretty sure they have duct tape for that.
It works out. I really thought we'd have a longer list of this, but I'm almost tapped out of heroes that would be okay without having to wear their own mask.
Well, it's because most of them, again, we have like this type of mask where just their mouth is open, but it covers the rest of their face or just their eyes. And it's the same thing. I was trying to think of like other pop culture type of thing. So I guess, the guys from Slipknot, they'd be okay. They have all...
as long as they keep those zippers zipped. And then we're right back to the Bane cover band.
Yep, there you go. But that's what I was thinking, was just different stuff like that, in pop culture. But there's not a lot of it, that unless you go down a weird BDSM road type of thing. So,
well, I wonder that too. You're talking like the furry suits and stuff like that, like.
Well, no, I think okay. So you go to convention, a lot of people there would be okay. Because, we see tons of Spider-Mans, tons of Deadpools. We see the full-on furry suits, which, like, they make them, and I'm still impressed by them. But those got to be hotter than hot.
I was going to say, the one problem with the ones we see at conventions is you see them in the mask, but then as soon as you see them outside of the con floor, it's the first thing you see. Pull the mask off and blowing spit and flicking sweat everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, how's it go? Oh! It's kind of like how it is now when you go to Target, take it off, you're like,
is it just me, or is up to now the joke about con plague was just a given? Is that going to take a whole new meaning when things start going back on there?
I don't know, man.
You're not gonna be able to make jokes about the con plague, because it's still going to exist. Like, there's going to be all kinds of weird germs transferred back and forth, but hopefully they're just the normal ones, right?
I don't know, but what we've got from this podcast so far is that mainly the villains are going to be okay.
Yeah. And the little kid that wants his mummy from Doctor Who. I see a lot of those. Probably see a lot more of those in the future. Oh, you're my mummy.
A lot of the gas masks.
Oh yeah, and the My Hero character that was in there for a little while with the gas mask, the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Losing his name at the moment, but.
Well, it depends, because you got quite a few. There's a couple of them.
Here's the tangent we can go off of here, because ones that don't need masks. Obviously, there's certain superheroes with like Superman, super strength. Does Superman have a super immune system too? Like, are his white blood cells like little mini Hercules and stuff? Like, cancer, huh? You're out.
You didn't catch that spin-off series of when Superman got the man flu and he was laid up for weeks while Lois Lane brought him chicken noodle soup?
Clark, honey, something's happened in the world. My head. I need some ginger ale. But what about the heroes that could actually control things? I think of like the Jean Greys that could control things, or even Avatar. Like, if you need to keep water droplets away from your face, couldn't a waterbender kind of just do their own thing? Just be like, boom, nothing coming near here. I'll breathe anything because all that water's staying out.
Well, what's funny is when you said the heroes that can control things, I thought you're going to say Dwight Schrute. I just made my blood pressure rise.
all I can
And
hear in that.
yep.
We need a new plague.
Yeah.
But would they be okay in a situation like that, or is that too much to ask to have to constantly make sure that you're warding off anything?
Not in. I don't know, because I'm looking back. So you have Wolverine, who has a regeneration, right?
Like super healing, yeah.
Deadpool, who has the regeneration, super healing. So that, I guess that would be okay, because Deadpool's stuck with cancer and just keeps getting healed. But
well, see, I think Deadpool would be not okay because he just heals. So he would be the ultimate carrier monkey. If he got COVID-19,
he wouldn't
it would
cure
be
it. He would, yeah, okay.
Be healing. Whereas Wolverine, his regeneration factor, I'm pretty sure. No, that would.
No, he'd be the same thing.
They'd just be carrier monkeys, yeah.
I think the only one that we can agree that would be perfectly okay with it is Captain Marvel.
I don't.
Does she get a cold?
I just hope not.
Yeah.
You can fly through space over tens of thousands of light years with no helmet. You're probably okay, right? I mean,
yeah. Thanos is back. We need Carol Danvers. Oh, she's got the flu.
So I do remember a few episodes. I remember seeing the Thing from the Fantastic Four. I think he got a really bad cold or flu one time in some story arc that I remember. I mean, they're superheroes. Yeah, you can jump over buildings, but guess what?
I think they probably did those to make them more. Yeah, I think they did those to make them more relatable and more, I don't know, attainable, maybe.
More real.
I don't know, because it's hard for me to believe that a man made out of a rock gets a cold. I don't know.
Hey, maybe it works because honestly, after you put the idea of Superman with a man flu, I suddenly actually feel a kinship with him right now. I feel like me and the son of Krypton have something that we can bond over.
His two weaknesses: kryptonite and the common cold.
Kryptonite and a light headache.
Lois, where's the Excedrin?
I feel like there needs to be an entire spin-off of this kind of idea somewhere. We have to make sure to remember that. That's
either DC or Marvel.
I'm giggling on the inside thinking about this right now. At least a Saturday Night Live skit. Then we get 7.5 minutes of something.
Well, it's funny how we went from masks to thinking about superheroes who'd get colds. That's how we work, people. That's how we work.
Welcome to how most of my life goes, and there's no excuse for it. That's just what it is. But who did we miss? Jump on the social media at Get Geekish. And what other superheroes or supervillains or fictional characters? Because I'm going to throw this on the table right now. If you just say anybody that went into space in a spacesuit, then you're off the list. Because yes, if you have a space helmet on, you're okay.
Got to get those space cold.
Bruce Willis in Armageddon. Yeah, when he had a suit on, he'd be fine. Tom Hanks in Apollo 13. Yep, same thing. Still in space. The guy from Abyss went in what? Shut up.
The Martian. Matt Damon. Hey, if anybody could survive it and come up with a cure, Matt Damon from The Martian, that guy could. If he can grow potatoes and poop, then,
He would science the crap out of coronavirus.
That's what we need. We need a whole bunch of Matt Damons.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oddly intrigued and slightly terrified.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Maybe we just go down the whole conspiracy theories line too. Maybe this is the first step in artificial intelligence taking over.
Well, I mean, we could go down a whole rabbit hole of the artificial intelligence, people from pop culture that would be perfectly fine. All the replicants from like Blade Runner that don't know they're replicants, or you don't know the replicants, and all of a sudden you're like, why aren't you sick?
Oh, I think you're going on like the Avril Lavigne was cloned route or something like that. Yeah. See,
No,
it's broken.
that's a different podcast there.
Yeah, but you look at the ones, Transformers, they're all fine. The Vision, he's fine. Data from Star Trek, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to very, very, very
There's a
slowly
few.
thin us out, right?
All the Terminators.
They're in it for the long game. And technically, the Terminators had masks on. They were just kind of fleshy masks.
Well, I mean, yeah, they didn't have internal organs, but yeah. There you go.
This went way off the rails, but hey, it was still fun, right? It's the whole idea behind it.
I'm sure we've forgotten quite a few.
Oh, I would guarantee it. That's why I'm hoping somebody can jump on and throw a few more logs on the fire. There's an analogy.
What about the whole team from Mask?
I still want that. I want that helmet. Just give me Spectrum and a Thunderhawk. I'll be happy, man. There's about 3 podcasts in a row that's come up. I need to go watch Mask again.
Apparently.
Anyone born after 1990 doesn't know what I'm talking about, I don't think. But great TV show, cars that turn into flying cars. And yeah, magical. Magical. One of the greater theme songs of the 80s, I might add, too. I really wish we had rights to play music on this thing, because I feel like just a reminiscing of theme songs from 80s cartoon shows would make for a great listen. But I also don't get the pantsuit off me.
Yeah. Let's end it with Guy Fawkes.
Okay.
It
is a mask.
I guess it has a slight little.
It does have a little hole in it. But I also feel like Guy Fawkes would be the last one to wear a mask if the government told him to.
True. I think I was mainly going for V. Hey, we need you to wear this mask that looks like you're facing. I ain't gonna do that. Where's Parliament?
Well, it was over there. Too soon? Okay. Well, yeah, let us know. Thanks for joining us again. It's been a fun trip down mask-wearing lane.
The new normal.
Yeah, the new normal. Let us know at Geekish. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks to AIM Student Radio for playing back the show, and thanks to Derek for joining me from afar.
I'm getting poked in the head by swords.
We'll just let that one ride at Forever 12. All right, we'll see you next week. This is Get Geekish.